Hello, it's your Wisconsin wine guy. I'm back again with another wine review. 2020. That's all you need to know. 2020 is in full effect, and I'm so excited because there's so much wine that I want to bring to you for 2020. Different varietals, different areas, different countries. I may even show you some local stuff for where I am, and we'll get to that later. But you can find that on a playlist of Wisconsin wines, presented by Wisconsin Wine Guide. So, but we're concentrating on today. And on today's show, these are wines that you will find in your everyday liquor store, grocery stores, and some wine shops. Very simple system. Thumbs up. I highly recommend that you try, purchase, and taste, and try and drink and share this wine. 3/4. I'm simply saying, you know what? I would drink these wines at a party. If I went to your house and you poured it for me, I would drink this wine. And you know what? I may even keep a few bottles on hand. Halfway. Not so much for me, but maybe for someone. Why? Because I believe in the world of wine, there's a wine for every palate and a palate for every wine. There you go. But in this case, halfway means not so much for me, but give it a try and let all of us know what you think. Thumbs down, cut, get that wine out of here. It's not going to be a favorite of mine, but it doesn't mean that you can't try it. It's just it didn't work with my palate. On today's show, we are going to Argentina. And when I say Argentina, what's the first grape come to mind? Nope, unfortunately, it's not that grape today, but Malbec would be the grape that comes to mind when you think about Argentina. But on today's show, double barrel. Finca Las Moras, Cabernet Sauvignon, 2017 Bourbon Barrel Aged Limited Edition out of Argentina. Bourbon barrel aging is all the rage, or seems to be all the rage when it comes to wine. You know, you got to keep innovating, got to keep introducing new things. But then you have those who are bourbon barrel aging their wines that they think the public actually want to taste bourbon. If I want to taste bourbon, I'm going to go and purchase bourbon. But if I'm going to get a bourbon barrel aged wine, I'm still dealing with the fundamentals. It must blend nicely. Okay, one should not overpower the the routine. So, Hades Corp, keeping my wine fresh. Let's give it a pour. And then we're going to do our rinse of the wine. All right. So, now, when we talk bourbon barrel, you know, we're wondering, okay, is it going to smell like bourbon? Is it going to like taste like bourbon? Will I even be able to taste and or smell the bourbon? So, in true Cabernet fashion, skip my white card here, you know, definitely has a beautiful color to it. You know, it starts off with a nice little garnet getting darker as we get towards the middle. So this is a beautiful color. Now for the nose. I like to sometimes just pass it across while I'm smelling and see if I can smell the wine from here. You know, to me, it's a sign of wine that has power in its aroma and bouquet. So here we go. Definitely can smell the fruit. Just passing it across my nose. Wow. Now, just take it deeper. You ever smell the wine and you instantly start thinking about, oh my God, I gotta have a steak. This is one of those wines. Oh my gosh, I gotta have a steak. Oh, but it definitely has a beautiful nose on it. Oh, so the nose is like dark fruit, dark berries. There's some subtle spiciness there. When I think bourbon, I think caramelization, vanilla, which is kind of similar to wine. But definitely get a little bit of caramelization there. But it's not over the top on the nose. Now, if what I taste matches what I smelled, we may have a winner here. How much alcohol are we talking on this one? Only 13.5% alcohol. That's a good sign. It's not going to burn, hopefully. Here we go. For the rinse. Always rinse. Rinse before you take the next sip. So, on my rinse, you know how I feel about wine and acidity. All right, I'm going to give it one more rinse here. All right. In true Cabernet fashion, tannins. Boom. But not killer. All right. And I think the acidity is kind of soft. You know, so it's not like kicking acidity, you know, like the way I like it. But is it well blended? Is everything blended? Yes, I think so. But then the question is, it's bourbon barrel aged. So what do we get? Do we get bourbon? Do we get not? Or do you not get bourbon? Let's find out. It's funny. It's kind of like when you have the wine in your palate, you get a little bit of that bourbon. Then it goes away. The fruit comes in. On the finish, you get a little bit of that bourbon. Then it goes away and give way to the Cabernet style taste. You know, so I think I like the way it plays on my palate. You know, it's not bourbon-esque. You know, like some wines can be. It's just going to pretty much taste like bourbon. Let's give it one more taste here before I give it a grade. Rather light, so not heavy. You know, I'm not going to like scream over the top. I mean, I would drink it. It'd probably be completely different with food. I'm gonna give it a 3/4. You know, I guess because I was looking for, I mean, coming from Argentina, I'm looking for, you know, something a little bit more to it, a little more depth, fruit depth. You know, so what vintage we're talking about again? 2017. You know, but three-quarters, you know, is pretty good. I think it's very well blended. You know, it's not bourbon-esque. You know, it's true to wine and not trying to be something else. Would I keep some of these on hand? I probably wouldn't, but I would drink this if I came to your house or was at somebody's party. I would drink it. You know, I think it's rather interesting, and I think again with food that it may even bring out much more of it. So 3/4 for the 2017 limited edition bourbon barrel aged Finca Las Moras Cabernet Sauvignon. Such a Wisconsin wine guy, saying as always, let your palate be the guide when selecting your next wine, and I'll see you next time. Let's drink some wine this 2020. Bye.